this is something we have to agree on. So when we're talking about US Bank, there are several funding programs that are available with US Bank. So in today's conversation, I want to compare and contrast US Bank $50,000 personal loan versus personal line of credit versus the reserve line of credit. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you all are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to do a quick comparison between the US Bank $50,000 personal loan versus the personal line of credit versus the reserve line of credit. In other words, I want to show you when and how you need to make a decision as to which product you should choose. Should you go for the personal loan or the personal line of credit or the reserve line of credit? Let me just say overall that if you are a US Bank customer with a FICO score of 600 or higher, a US Bank personal loan or personal line of credit may be worth considering. And we have seen people who actually got qualified, they got approved with a FICO score of 550. What we love is that US Bank has a very competitive terms, and you may receive your funds within a few hours of applying. Okay, now if you're not a customer, you really have to think about looking elsewhere. What are the pros and cons of US Bank loans and lines of credit? So funding is available within hours for certain customers. Loan starts at $1,000 or less, and there is no origination fee or prepayment penalty. What about the cons? Pre-qualification is not available. You may need to visit a branch to close your loan depending on the amount that you're looking for. And non-bank customers need higher credit scores to qualify. So you need to establish an MPR with US Bank. So if we have to explain the pros, I just want you to remember that you got to have a multi-product relationship with this bank. You got to have minimum 550 to 600 credit score. Okay, and it's just a lot better for you to go to a branch. You could also apply online. You could also apply over the phone, but you stand more chances of approval if you go to a branch. One thing I want to say overall about US Bank is that this is an established financial institution that actually provides quick funding at relatively competitive terms on personal loans, personal lines of credit, and also for the reserve line of credit. And this is a national bank, so they cover the whole United States. They are based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. But however, they actually have a network of more than 2,000 branches in the United States. They are geographically located in the Midwest and the West. But if you have a relationship, you can have a relationship with them. If you are based in New York or New Jersey, doesn't matter, or Florida, it's definitely fine. And what we love also is that here, this lender has no origination fee, no prepayment fee, and you have a 0.5% autopay discount available. Let me give you some features you need to pay attention to when it comes to the US Bank personal loans, okay? Big decision time. Are you interested in this loan? Is it something you want to contemplate? Are you looking for a US Bank loan at this moment? If yes, you want to really pay attention to some features. I will go in details later on, but I just want to quickly say that you can apply online. You can submit an application online. You get approved. And but the thing is, there's no soft pull, okay? So you only want to apply when you're ready, because they are going to do a hard pull on your credit. And larger loans are from bank members only. If you're looking for a larger loan or a larger line of credit, you want to become a member, and you have to establish some kind of history with them. You can't just like open an account today and hope to get a loan, a large loan tomorrow. No, it takes time. You need to establish a relationship. You got to be there for, you got to be with a U.S. bank for 3 to 6 months before you apply for the personal loan or line of credit you're looking for, okay? And another thing I want to say here is that the requirements for a personal loan or personal line of credit are pretty simple. They want you to have income, verifiable income. It has to be minimum $18,000 per year. That's gross income, pre-tax income. So $18,000 a year, that's $1,500 per month. And you got to be 18 or 21 years old, depending on the state where you're applying from. You got to provide your social security number or ITIN, the individual tax identification number. You got to also give them your home address and employment information. In some cases, they want to verify the employment. So you can actually show them your W-2s, your 1099s. You can have a letter from your employer to prove that you indeed work at that particular place. You can also attach to the application process when you go to the branch. You can attach your recent 1040. They love to see 3 years of 1040s. And they might also ask you for bank statements. So anything you can actually show U.S. Bank, the U.S. Bank loan rep that you are financially secure, or you are you do have some cash inflows and that you are stable financially, this will help. I'm not asking you to provide everything, but it's better to be prepared. In some cases, you might even want to have something called a personal financial statement. So your personal balance sheet and your personal income statement. Let me first review right now the U.S. Bank personal loan. Folks, in case you just joined us, we are still doing, we're just doing a quick comparison between the U.S. Bank personal loan versus the personal line of credit versus the reserve line of credit. And let's talk about the U.S. Bank personal loan in detail. So the maximum amount here that you can borrow is $50,000. You can borrow from $1,000 all the way to $50,000. And this maximum amount is reserved for folks who are U.S. Bank checking customers. You got to have the MPR. If not, you can only get an amount up to $25,000. Okay, and we love the fact that there are no hidden costs or fees. So when you take out a personal loan with U.S. Bank, you pay no origination fee, and there is no prepayment penalty. We love that. We love the price, the transparency here. You are always free to make loan payments in advance, in part or in full. So no collateral required. This is really good. So this is an unsecured personal loan, meaning you don't need to put up your house or car as collateral. So this may be a good option if you lack equity or don't qualify for a home equity loan or line. And we also love the fact that the application process is very easy. It's very fast. You can get funded in within minutes. This is really good. And of course, this has to be based on your credit worthiness. So if you have, let's say, if your FICO score is in the 500, you may not get your funds within hours because U.S. Bank will need more information. And we love the fact that if you go to the U.S. Bank website, they do have an excellent personal loan calculator that helps you estimate your monthly payments. So we give it a try. So we put our info, we put a zip code, New York. How much do you need? We put $35,000 for how many months? 48 months. And what's your credit score range? We put below 720. Okay. And so once you put all this info, assuming that you're a U.S. Bank customer, you just have to check the save 0.50% auto pay discount. And when you click calculate, it tells you to the right, you can see on the screen that in our case, we had to pay $982.79 every month. So this is a wonderful tool. You can actually use this tool, depending on your zip code and depending on the amount that you're looking for, you can evaluate how much you can afford even before you go to a U.S. Bank branch. So this is just great, fantastic. Let me talk to you now about the U.S. Bank personal line of credit. So when you think about a U.S. Bank personal line of credit, you're talking about flexibility. You're talking about short term. Okay. So what is a U.S. Bank personal line of credit? This is this is money that you have in your account that helps you tackle things like home improvements, consolidate higher interest rate debt. You also have instant access to cash. Okay, so whether you need it or not, the money is there. That's the bottom line. The bottom line is that you get the funds. You can choose to use them now. You can use them later on. It's totally up to you. And you can actually get a personal line of credit, unsecured or secured. It is a revolving open-end line of credit. Okay, so you have access to your available credit line on an ongoing basis. So what are the benefits here? Credit limits up to $25,000. No collateral required. We love that. So this is unsecured. You have instant access to your line of credit when you book online or in a branch. No annual fees. You have a competitive interest rate, currently 10.25% APR. You have the same low APR for advances, balance transfers, and purchases, and you have easy access to funds via a Visa Access Card, personal line access checks, and an ATM online, mobile, or in a branch. So this is pretty good. The big question is, what could you do with the U.S. Bank personal line of credit? Talk to me about it. Talk to me about it. There are a lot of things you can do. You can do home improvements. So it doesn't matter if it's a leaky roof or a new addition. A personal line of credit could be a good option for home improvements and remodeling. You can also use the money to pay off debts, right? You can fund relief from credit card balances and other high interest debts. So with a competitive variable APR, currently, as I said before, 10.25%, a personal line of credit from U.S. Bank could be your option for consolidating debt. What about taking care of unexpected expenses? You could do that too with a U.S. Bank line of credit, okay? And one thing you can do here is that if you want to apply, you can apply online, you can apply over the phone, or you can apply at a branch. But you must be a U.S. Bank customer to apply. So here, unlike the U.S. Bank personal loan, you need to be a customer. For the U.S. Bank personal loan, you don't have to be a customer. It does help if you are a customer, but you don't have to. But for the U.S. Bank personal line of credit, you gotta be a customer. So if you are already a U.S. Bank customer, you can start your loan application online at a branch or by calling 1-800-491-3150. 1-800-491-3150. Let me talk to you about the U.S. Bank Reserve line of credit. So this is kind of cool if you already have some kind, if you have, this product is different. Let me just say it this way. If you get approved for this product, you get protection from overdrafts. Okay, so this is what it is. You will enjoy no annual fee and automatic advances to your checking account if your balance ever falls below zero. So the bottom line is, do you always have overdraft? Are you scared about overdraft and all the fees, the NSFs, whatever? If that's the case, then you want to get it. Okay, so when you combine your U.S. Bank checking accounts with a reserve line of credit, you will gain protection from overdrafts and pay no annual fees, only paying finance charges on the amount you borrow at 21.90% annual percentage rate. You can even use your line of credit to cover short-term cash needs. Okay, so this is really what it is. So if you have, let's say, an unexpected shortage of funds, your overdraft line of credit covers transactions that exceed the balance in your checking accounts. Okay, so that's really what it is for. So you cannot take out the money from that line of credit. This is there to just counter any potential overdrafts that you might have. Okay, and so what are the benefits of a reserve line of credit from U.S. Bank? So you have a protection for your U.S. Bank checking accounts from accidental overdrafts, no annual fee. You have convenient automatic advances into your checking accounts when your balance falls below zero. So you have the ability to manually advance funds directly into your checking accounts for no fee via online banking, U.S. Bank ATMs at U.S. Bank Teller, or 24-hour banking. And one thing I want to say also is that, remember, the maximum amount here is $5,000. So we're not talking about a huge amount. We are speaking about an amount that allows you to really breathe. Okay, and based on our research, the U.S. Bank Reserve line of credit is not really that competitive. No, it's too expensive. When you look at an APR of 21.90%, that's just too much. And if you're trying to just cover, what we want to say is it's just a lot better to have a savings account to open a US bank savings account and link your savings account to your checking account, so that if you have some kind of if your balance falls below zero in your checking account, the US bank savings account will automatically fill in the difference. If you do it that way, it's a lot cheaper. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm still talking to you. We're having a conversation about U.S. Bank personal loan versus personal line of credit versus reserve line of credit. And I talked to you about those three loans in the first half. Now I want to talk to you about the 2 or 3 other products from U.S. Bank. They're also really interesting. And then you might want to think about, especially if you don't qualify for the U.S. Bank personal line of credit, the U.S. Bank personal loan, or the U.S. Bank reserve line of credit. So we have the U.S. Bank simple loan. So if you need quick funds for an emergency, instead of going to a payday loan app or a payday loan lender, you might want to apply for this U.S. Bank simple loan. So this is one way for U.S. Bank checking customers who qualify to borrow up to $1,000 for planned and unplanned expenses. Okay, so the amount here is very low, very, very low. You're talking about $100 all the way to $1,000, okay? And but listen, if you were to ask me, it's still money, money, money. It's still money, 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 right? So you can apply anytime with online and mobile banking with a real-time decision and quick access to your loan funds. And loan funds are deposited directly into your U.S. Bank consumer checking account, so you can repay the loan in 3 monthly payments. 3 monthly payments, that's it. There are no late fees or prepayment fees. So this is just a way for U.S. Bank to help their customers, but also make some money on the side, okay? So this is what it is. Now, if you, in terms of fees, for every $100 borrowed, you pay a $6 fee. If you borrow $400, your fee will be $24. So you will pay a total of $424 in 3 monthly payments of approximately 141.33%. And your total cost to borrow, the annual percentage rate is 35.65%. You might say this is high, and it is high. But what about those payday loan apps out there? What about them? What about their APRs? They're kind of high too. Okay, so simple loan is a high cost loan, and other options may be available. So you can get a personal loan, a credit card, or a reserve line of credit. So this is what it is. So to get started, here is what a simple loan involves. You must be 18 years old and have a current U.S. Bank checking account and that has been open for a minimum of 6 months. You must have 3 months of recurring direct deposit into a U.S. Bank checking account, and you must have your social security number. That's it. Let's talk about the U.S. Bank Home Improvement Personal Loan. This is another loan that you might find interesting. And here, you can actually use the money to upgrade your home and its value. This is really cool. U.S. Bank checking customers with credit approval can borrow up to $50,000 with their home improvement personal loan. And those without a U.S. Bank account may be able to borrow up to $25,000. So if you don't have an account with them, if you don't have an MPR with U.S. Bank, only $25,000 can you borrow, okay? So the APR here varies. Depending on your credit worthiness, you're looking at 5.99% to 18.49% APR, okay? And when you take out a loan, you will pay no origination fees and there is no prepayment penalty. So we love that. So you are always free to make loan payments ahead in part or in full. What about the terms for this U.S. Bank Home Improvement Personal Loan? You can choose the term from 12 months to 60 months. So that's 1 year to 5 years to pay back your loan. What about the amount? So if you already have a U.S. Bank checking account, you may borrow from $1,000 to $50,000. Okay, this is really good. And one thing I also want to say is that in terms of FICO, you're looking at 600 to 660 and above. But if you have a strong MPR with the bank, you can go all the way to 550 and you will be approved. One thing I want to say here is that if this U.S. Bank Home Improvement Personal Loan is pretty interesting for those who already have those who own a house. Okay, if you are a tenant or you don't own your primary residence, this is not interesting. If you want more information, you can call 1-800-270-1154 to learn more about this loan. 1-800-270-1154, and make sure you have all your financial documents ready, and make sure you have your identification documents ready. Make sure you have your house information, your property information ready, because they're gonna ask that. They're gonna ask to learn more about your property. They will learn about how much you need, why you need that much, and how long you're gonna have to repay them. So this is something you need to pay attention to. And we suggest that before you actually apply for this U.S. Bank Home Improvement Personal Loan, please check your credit score. Check your credit score to make sure there is nothing derogatory. And this does not apply only for this loan. It applies for all the loans that I've been talking about in this conversation. You want to check your credit score to make sure that you don't have any derogatory items out there. I want to talk to you about the U.S. Bank Home Improvement Personal Line of Credit. Okay, so this is another great product. And one thing you need to understand here is that you can actually use this U.S. Bank Home Improvement Line of Credit to actually take care of the same home improvement projects that you had with the personal loan. But what we love with this product is that you do have flexibility. And we love the fact that there is no collateral needed. So your personal assets are safe. Okay, you have low interest rates. This is really good. And one thing we want to say, there is no annual fee. So you can actually pay whenever you want. This is a really, it's not a problem. But please remember, this is exclusive to U.S. Bank checking customers. You gotta be a U.S. Bank checking customer. So if you've got a personal checking accounts with U.S. Bank, you've got the options to apply for a home improvement personal line of credit. So upon approval, you can easily transfer funds from your personal line of credit to your U.S. Bank checking accounts through mobile and online banking. But if you're not a U.S. Bank customer, you can explore your checking account options online or at a branch. So the bottom line here again is that to boost your chances of approval for this loan, not a loan, but this line of credit, make sure that you have your financial statements, so your PFS, your balance sheets, your statement of income, and your cash flow statements. This is important. Your cash flows will play an important role when it comes to gauging your ability to repay the home improvement personal line of credit. So U.S. Bank will also ask for your employment proof. Okay, a letter. This can be a letter from your employer. This could be direct deposits, because if they ask, let's say you don't have a relationship with U.S. Bank and you want to apply for this personal line of credit or for another loan for that matter, and they're asking you, U.S. Bank that is, are asking you to provide your last 3 monthly statements. Well, guess what? They are going to go through your transactions, and they will find out exactly how much you're pulling in every single month. This is very easy to do in Excel or in another software program. And another thing I want to say before closing today's conversation is that you have to remember that when we talk about U.S. Bank Home Improvement Personal Line of Credit, this is different from a home equity line of credit. Because for a home equity line of credit, you borrow against the value of your home, okay? But you don't do this with a personal line of credit. Okay, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I will see you next time, but thank you so much for sticking with me so far. We have actually, we're done with the comparison. I will talk to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.